what does it truly mean to sacrifice? Since October 7th, Jews in Israel and around the world have made profound sacrifices for the survival of the Jewish state. This week's parasha, Vayikra, is all about sacrifices, making its message especially relevant today. But what do ancient offerings have to do with the modern world? More than we might think. We learn about different types of sacrifices. Some, like the kodshim, kalim, are of lesser sanctity, while others, like the Kodshei, kodoshim, are the holiest. In the case of kodshim, kalim, portions of the offering are burned on the altar, while the rest is eaten by the priest and the donor as part of a sacred meal. Kodshei, kodoshim, on the other hand, are of a higher sanctity, and the donor is not permitted to partake of them at all. But within this elevated category, there is one, the olah, that stands apart. Unlike other kodshei kodoshim, the olah is forbidden even to the priest, which raises a fundamental question. What is its purpose? And what might it teach us? The word olah means to ascend, which refers both to the rising of the smoke in the air and to the symbolic rising of the sacrifice to God in heaven. In other words, it appears that the olah is meant as an act of devotion to God. And since olah is in the category of, it represents the ultimate devotion to God. But what does this mean for us today? What would be the modern equivalent of an olah, not as devotion to God, but devotion to the Jewish people and the state of Israel? While in an act of devotion to God, animal sacrifices may be adequate, and an act of devotion to other Jews, they are not. What is required is far more significant. It is our own flesh and blood, not that of animals. The soldiers of the IDF, including hundreds of thousands of reservists who left behind families and careers, are today's olah. They risk their lives to defend it, facing an enemy bent on destruction, and they do it with unwavering courage. One soldier whose story captures his devotion is Aner Shapira, who was a gifted musician and songwriter. Aner was honored last week at a ceremony marking the release of his first album by the people whose lives he saved. Aner was at the Nova Music Festival on October 7th when Hamas terrorists attacked. Along with his friends, he took shelter with 24 others. As gunfire and grenades rained down, Aner took command. He stood at the entrance, catching grenades and hurling them back 7 times. On the 8th, it detonated in his hands. His bravery saved many lives, but he paid the ultimate price. Aner Shapira and so many like him are our modern olah. They have ascended, their spirits rising to heaven like the ancient sacrifices. They are our kodoshim, the holiest of our offerings today, but their sacrifice is not in vain. In their merit, may we prevail over our enemies and build a future of peace and hope. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video.